all that is symbolized, by the way, in our symbolic representation in India in one figure, Ganesh. So, if you look at that symbolism in Ganesh, he has the largest ears, listens deeply, big head, introspective, going within, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, ashes, beyond the three gunas, big stomach, give me your problems, I'll digest it, snake, ego, 1 foot transcendent, 1 foot in the heavens, absolute and relative, and then what else? Everything that he holds in his hands has a meaning. So actually that is a state of consciousness. And Ganesh is the symbolic representation of state of consciousness. If you have that state, you'll remove obstacles. And who will be with you? Siddhi and Riddhi, the two goddesses. Siddhi is extra sensory perception, supernormal powers are these days again. What's your superpower? I mean, it's all returning from the matrix, right? So what's your superpower? Or Riddhi is even control of the elements and forces of the universe, because the elements and forces of the universe there and here are the same. So that is introception, transcendence, and metacognition. Metacognition being aware of yourself having an experience, aware of yourself making a choice. This is all there is. If you know the 8 limbs of yoga, and if you know these principles, you should be able to create your own movie, including the movie that you call your physical body. What is the evidence? Is there evidence? Next slide, please. So now let's come to where we are going, waking up to meta-reality, that is awareness prior to conditioning. What is it? It's a field of infinite possibilities. It's without form, it's fundamental, it's unpredictable. This is another thing. We all seek predictability, but if you had predictability all the time, there's no creativity. Creativity is based on unpredictability. Perfectly logical system has no creativity. You can simulate, Computers can make good paintings, but they're still inspired by they're created by human beings. So creativity and unpredictability go together. And then you realize that this is the source of intention and intention. It is also the source of what we call synchronicity. Everything is connected to everything else. So when you talk to people, successful people, leaders, I've interviewed them all, everybody at the end says, they say, I did hard work, I did this, that, the other, I went to law school. But then they say, I was lucky. Or they say, I happened to be in the right place at the right time. Or they say there were many synchronicities. If they're religious, they say God was on my side. Or they say it was a state of grace. It's the same thing. It's actually entanglement. It's synchronicity. And that is what people call good luck. So it's free of its modifications. It unfolds through synchronicity. It is self-organizing, self-regulating, self-evolving, and deeply rooted in the sense, I am. So this is what happens. When people wake up, this is what happens. And now we have actually studies. I just mentioned you a few studies. We did, in 2012, we did a 1-week retreat. At that time, we were calling it Seduction of Spirit. And we took 2 groups of people, one that were having a nice holiday in Hawaii, and the other that were actually in this retreat experience. At the end of the week, we measured gene activity, and we measured the level of telomerase, which is the enzyme that controls how long we age. All the genes that are responsible for health and well-being went up 17-fold over baseline. 17-fold over. All the genes that were responsible for or implicated in Alzheimer's, in cancer, in heart disease, they went down. the level of the enzyme telomerase, which controls how long we live, went up by 40%. Now, I knew that if this study came from Deepak Chopra, oh, there he goes again, quantum this, quantum that, quantum mysticism. So I said, I'll remove myself from the authorship. I'll get people from Harvard, from UCSF, from UCLA, from UC San Diego, Scripps, Duke University, just basically the 10 top universities. I said, can you do this research for us? When people wake up, what happens to their biology? They said, you'll never get funded. NIH is not going to fund you. So I said, I'll collect the funds. And I went and collected the funds. And I gave every university a job, do this, do this, do this. And I said, in the paper, don't mention my name, just publish it and say it was done at whatever, Chopra retreat, but otherwise don't publish my name.